welcome in Spike Lee. Spike, I got to start by being honest. I was critical of you. What the hell? It was for the St. John stuff, right?
Oh,
We get on Spike?
yes.
You're a Georgetown fan. You're not a big St. John's fan?
My man.
Yes.
Walter Berry. Mark Jackson.
Willie Glass.
Carnesecca.
Little Shelton Jones.
Chris Mullins.
Well, Mully's first.
Come on, I was on.
Yeah.
I was on Mark Jackson. We went to Bishop Locken High School.
That's
This
right.
was in my neighborhood.
Yep.
You want him to be the head coach?
I would like to know, what is it that has stopped him? He set the table for Mr. Kerr.
You know the answer. He's blackballed. We don't have to dance around
But
it.
I know, but what is, for what?
Well,
Because he goes to church on Sunday? What is, and I've never been able to find out.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to ask Mark that either.
I love Mark.
We're
you
good
get
friends.
kicked out of the garden again if you ask too hard. You got to be careful.
Well, forget about
Hey, let's let him, what are you doing?
Hey.
Come on.
I'm sorry.
Oh, what are you doing?
Yeah, Spike, I understand.
What are you doing? What are you
Spike's
doing?
got to keep those seats, buddy. Let's not get into that stuff.
And also,
Yeah.
I pay for those seats.
I know you do. Somebody, I told you
I've
that. I
had
said that.
We read the
season
I know you do.
tickets for the New York Knicks since Patrick Ewing's.
I read your book. I know. I
Rookie
know.
year.
I know.
When, I don't know what happened, whether the envelope was hot or cold when Dave DeBuscher put his hand in and we got Patrick. I got in the subway and got in line. So I've had season. I didn't start on courtside,
Right.
but back then, the different sections were. I was in the green section. Every year I moved down.
All right, so who do you want? Who do you want to be the next head coach of this? Were you okay with the Tibbs firing?
I can't speak in it because
What do you mean?
It's-
Wait, what do you
you-
mean
well,
you
well,
can't
well,
speak to it?
because
You're a
I don't know what
Knicks fan.
happened. I want to find out what happened.
Let me tell you what happened.
I don't.
I'm going to tell you what happened. I'm going to tell you what happened.
You put your hand on the Bible.
Yeah.
You can't. You don't know what
No,
happened.
I'm going to tell you what they reacted to. I can't tell you whose ultimate decision it was.
I'm listening. I'm listening.
What happened was the Knicks defense could not stop a three-point shot, could not get back in transition, could not stop a pick and roll. Tom Thibodeau is known for defense. If you can't do those three things, you got to move on. I respect Tom. He changed the whole culture. You could do better than now. You could do worse as well. You could do better than Tom Thibodeau. That's my opinion. What do you think?
So let me ask you a question.
Yep.
Is there a plan in place? Because we're asking coaches who are already under contract.
I know.
Whether they want to come here or not.
I know.
And the Knicks have to be one of the least like teams in NBA. So they're not doing ownership any favors.
I don't think there was a plan. Because if there was, there's nobody that can convince me that Leon Rose and Worldwide West's plan was, well, let's fire Tom Thibodeau and now knock on everybody's door and see who answers and see what we could do as we scatter around. That's why I don't know, that's why I think there was intervention from the owner. To what degree, I don't know. There's nobody that can convince me that James Dolan didn't flex a little bit here. That's just my opinion.
Is there a name you want?
I would like to see Mark Jackson. I'd like to see Kenny Smith. Queens. I mean, we got to come with something. And for me, what broke our back was that game one where we had that lead.
Oh, dude.
That
Can't happen.
that can't happen.
Yeah, you started
What was the greatest points we were up with the least amount of time? What, 15 with 4 minutes left?
Maybe been 14, but right in that neighborhood.
What's
Yep.
the guy's name? Hit like 6 3-pointers in a row.
Yeah.
What's the guy's
I don't
name?
even
What's
remember.
his name?
Neesmith, right? Yeah.
Well,
Neesmith,
Nesmith had
yeah.
the one big game. Yeah, but
That
that
was
night
game
was
one,
Nesmith.
Nesmith, yeah.
Definitely.
If a guy's hitting 3 in a row, you got to get on him.
Yep.
Let alone 6.
Whose job is that? It's the coach, who's supposed to be a defensive coach. That's why, with all due respect, and I say it gently, but I got to say what I got to say, I was okay with them moving on from him. Here's the issue, though.
That game, that was the dagger.
That was it. That
You know,
killed
I blame
us
you
here.
for that.
What?
I wasn't even there.
No, because you started this
you were at the
nonsense
gala
with
that
Reggie.
night.
With Reggie in '93, those damn Pacers. Spike, you got
dude.
Reggie going, and now Halliburton's doing the choke. Was he looking at you when he was doing
You
the
know
choke?
where I was? I was in the south of France at the Cannes
Oh,
Film
that's
Festival
right, that's right.
for my new film starring Denzel Washington.
That's
My
right.
5th film with Denzel.
Well, 5th with
So I had
Denz.
nothing to do with that.
There you go.
Nothing.
Well,
N-U-T-I-N. Nothing.
Denz is in it. It's going to be a good film. Okay.
Great film.
Listen, and some of your films have been awesome. We've
Thank
talked
you.
about that every time. You are, but I can't let this slide. I know you just did panel with some Yankees. He said it. I got to go back to it as the St. John's guy. Nice. I have to go back to this. When we were growing up, now I'm from Brooklyn. I was born in the early 70s.
High school you went to?
I went to Xavier. I came to Manhattan.
I went to John Dewey, Coney Island.
Okay, there you go. Knapp Street, right off Exit 9, right off the Bell Parkway.
Right.
So you were either a St. John's guy or a Georgetown
Big
guy.
East.
Yeah, no doubt Big East.
Yeah.
But there was either you wearing red or you wearing that blue and gray.
I was at the sweater game.
You were a Georgetown fan.
Yes.
Period.
Yes.
So why are you jumping on the Johnnies now?
I'm from New York.
Well, but you were from New York back then when you were rooting for Georgetown.
And I started as a Mets fan with Yankee fans, too.
Yeah. Well, I was going to get to that.
I told Jeter, here's the thing, though. I'm not a belief that once you become a fan, it has to become your team for life.
Okay.
I was a Georgetown fan. I was a John Thompson.
Yeah, I get it.
And also, at that time, I saw how the media hated Georgetown.
Yes.
Georgetown is the thugs. Thugs. John Thompson has thugs he grabbed out of the ghetto and put them on the court. No knowledge of basketball, no nothing. I cannot go for that.
I agree with that.
And I'll tell you,
I would
say the majority of African Americans in this country were for Georgetown, too.
Still?
They're not the same.
No, that was a very, I'm with you. I'm with you. Now, the only thing that I think John did wrong in that whole equation is that by shielding the players, not letting Patrick talk, not letting Graham talk, not letting Horace Broad, I know all the names, by not letting them speak, and I know he was protecting them from a media that probably had an agenda. I get that. But if they would have spoken, I think maybe it could have changed a little bit. But listen, I know the period. I know what was going on. I get it. I get that part for sure.
All right. Forget about St. John's.
I know we're on the clock. Go ahead.
Yeah. You got our approval. You're good to go. You explained the Mets thing, the St. John's thing. We're all good. What about the Yankees? You just hosted this Yankee panel here with Yankee greats.
Yeah.
You feeling good about your ball club this year?
I have a hat here. It's a list of all the world champion hats. All 27.
2009.
I've never seen that hat, man.
2009.
The last one is 2009. I wanted to ask those greats, WTF?
What's going on?
2009.
Yeah.
Spike, I got to be honest with you. I think it might be time to jump ship. Soto's with the Mets now.
You
come back to the Mets like the 80s, baby.
Can't
jump
do
ship
it.
with Soto.
Can't do it.
Oh, not yet?
No,
what if they start winning?
I don't hate the Mets.
Okay.
I don't hate the Mets.
Well, we saw all the posters and do the right thing. We know you don't hate the Mets. You guys were rocking Mets gear.
That was Doc and Darryl.
No, wrong.
Well, wait, in the pizzeria there wasn't Doc and Darryl stuff?
One of the main characters who I played, Mookie, was wearing Brooklyn Dodgers number 42,
I know
Jackie
I
Robinson.
know you had Jackie, but in the pizzeria you had a little Met stuff. I got it. Hey, this guy with the Soto stuff. Can you tell him Soto's hitting 248?
Come on.
Let him know.
It hurt you to lose Soto to the Mets. Did it not, Spike?
You don't want to be here.
Exactly.
Where do you want to be?
Peace.
I want to get that
Look,
money.
if somebody does marriage, whatever, if they don't want to be with you, what are you going to do?
Get out.
All right. So you think that you like this Yankees team?
What we lost 6 in a row?
They won
until
yesterday.
I'm going tonight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right.
Well, what about the finals? You into the NBA finals at all?
It's tough. It's tough to watch.
Pacers? Am I pushing it
Pacers?
to a game
Hell
7?
no.
Dude, well, that's
OKC.
Pacers push it to a game 7. This could have been our Knicks. Come on, you should be in the NBA finals right now, not here.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda. We could go through 1973.
Yeah.
I'm not going to name names, but
He's about to.
Oh, I got something. And this involves Pat Riley.
Okay.
I'm not the first. He's come forward, but going to Game 6 and 7 in Houston. One of the Knicks players that promised his wife that she could come to Houston to Game 6 or 7.
Okay.
And Pat Riley said no. And there was a huge fight.
Ooh.
And when we could have brought somebody off the bench,
Blackman?
I'm not naming nobody.
You would have taken Starks out?
I'm not naming nobody.
I'm saying Ro.
I'm not naming.
Ro's from Brooklyn. I'm saying Rolando Blackman. You know I'm right, bro.
I'm not naming nobody. But anyway.
Yep.
It's only with the last 2 years that Pat fessed up. And me and Pat Riley born the same day, March 20th, first day of spring.
Yeah.
So, that was the year.
Yeah, well, it could have
We
helped.
went,
Stars
we
didn't
went
even
to
go 2 for
Houston
17.
up 3 games to 2.
Well, but let's. He hates when I say this. It's the absolute truth.
Get on it for this.
No,
Mike.
no, no. He can try, but he ain't gonna win. He's our boy. We love him. Patrick got clowned by Olajuwon in that series. Patrick shot 36%, and Olajuwon.
That's not the reason why we lost.
I know.
Thank you, Spike.
But when your best player gets schooled, and he got schooled by Hakeem.
He did it in college. That's not the first time. You can see when Houston went up Georgetown.
I know what happened. I was a little bit too young to watch that, but I know what happened.
That was not the first time.
Yeah, Olajuwon was better, period. That's it. Olajuwon's one of the most underrated players of all time.
Patrick's my guy.
BT and Sal, we'll talk with Spike Lee. Does it bother you that you're in Knicks? Like, do you get a kick out of it that in Knicks history, when they reference Reggie all the time, especially when they play the Pacers or the postseason, that you get brought up? Does that bother you at all? Does it impact you at all?
Not at all. Here's the thing, though. Me and Reggie, that thing is over 20 years old. People, we talk about, we're cool. Reggie and I have buried the hatchet, or whatever you want to say. That is, we have great respect and love for each other. It happened. It's squashed. It's been squashed for 2 decades.
Do you talk to Jordan at all from those old commercials? You still talk to Mike?
Yeah.
How many sneakers did you get back then? Forget about the money. It must have been ridiculous. You still getting them?
I'm wearing my Spizikes.
He's still getting them.
I'm part of the family.
He's coming back, you heard, doing a broadcasting stuff. What do you
NBC.
think of this? 40
He-
million or something like that for Jordan to pop in?
Hey, he could probably get more than that. I think that people are going to watch.
Yeah, but they're going to watch Spike, but he's either going to – I don't think there's going to be much middle ground. He's either going to be really good or not good. I think Kobe, rest his peace, if Kobe was still with us, Kobe would be up there, and it would be real and transparent. Michael never ventured into political waters, other stuff. If he comes and he is transparent, it could be amazing. If he tries to toe that line, it's going to be a waste of time.
You know what? We shall see what we shall see.
Are you closer to some of the players today like you were with Starks, let's say, back in the 90s? As close? Meaning
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Every time I see John Starks, I give him a hug. That Game 5, the next morning, I was on the cover of the New York Daily News, the Post, and Newsday being blamed for that loss. And Game 6, Indiana, I said, I can't punk out. I got to go. So when I got off the plane, they're all in my face. But before the game, I went to visit Mike Tyson in prison. So the whole prison was killing me and Mike. Oh, not killing, but
that's right.
yelling at him.
It was in Indiana. That's right.
Yes.
Yeah, the prison, yeah.
Mike and I, those inmates were Pacer fans, and we were getting it. And so in fourth quarter, the ushers at the arena would start to line the court with rope in anticipation of winning Game 6. And John Starks went berserk. And if we had lost that game and not come back for Game 7, where Pat had to tip in, I would have had to move.
Yeah, I mean.
I would have had to move.
Where you going?
That's-
You can't leave New York. Spike can't leave New York. Where are you going?
I hug John Starks every time. And when he sees me coming, all right, Spike, all right.
Who is is it Clyde? Is it Patrick? Is
Patrick.
it Reggie?
No.
All-time
When I was growing up.
All-time, now growing up, all-time favorite
Growing
New York
up.
athlete.
Walt Clyde Frazier.
Okay.
May 8th, 1970. I was at that game.
What do you have, 37, something, 19? Like, no, the
He
crazy
says
stat line.
Walt Frazier got the Willis Reed game. But anyway.
Yeah, it's true.
May 8th, 19, I was at Game 7, 13 years old. My father's lawyer had season tickets. And throughout the year, he would let me come to a game. Back then, there's the different colors for the section. You had yellow seats. I've been to Super Bowls, World Cups. I've never heard a noise at a sporting event louder when Willis Reed dragged his right leg to the court. And my mother's grave, my father's grave, the whole Laker team froze in the layup line. Which one? Will Chamberlain.
Yeah, Jerry West.
And don't forget Elgin Baylor.
Elgin Baylor.
They froze, turned around, and see Willis Reed dragged his leg to the free throw line, hit the first two shots,
Yep.
in the game 2.
And
I was there, May of 1970. And I'm the proud owner of the banner. Then you go to my Instagram, you can see it. The World Championship banner. I have it. It's in my office.
How'd you get it? Did you pay for it?
I can't tell you that.
Well,
I had to pay for
The
it.
Garden doesn't want that?
Dolan didn't own the team now.
Oh, okay.
You think they have so many like the Yankees?
Yeah,
Dude, you don't have that many. Hold on to what you got.
This is the one that used to hang. So
Okay,
the one,
okay, gotcha.
the original one.
Gotcha,
Okay.
gotcha.
Still.
So the one up there, Fugazi. Go to my Instagram. It's in my office. It's hanging.
I got you.
Where do you rank Brunson amongst Nick greats in your
He's up
lifetime?
there. He's up
Yes,
there.
he is.
He's up there.
Surpass Ewing yet? I say no. He
What?
says yes. I
How
wanna
many years has Brunson been at Nick?
get- A few years.
And Patrick?
People think I'm nuts. Yeah, Sal's pointed at me. Here's what I said. To me,
But you didn't answer my question.
Yeah.
What?
How many years has Patrick and Nick?
15.
How many years has Brunson been here?
3. Who impacts winning more? Night to night. It's Brunson. Pat had
Over
flaws.
it's 15 years versus 3.
Yeah.
And the first couple years with Hubie, Nick stunk, Bill Cartwright, that team wasn't good. When they made the finals in 99, I'm not trying to diss Patrick. It always turns into this. When in 99, he wasn't even playing.
I
It was
love them
Camby, it
both.
was Sprewell, it was
I
Houston.
know them both. I love them both. And here's the thing. I know it's sports radio, and this is your job. I'm tired of this GOAT conversation.
Yeah, a little played out.
LeBron and I mean,
Well,
Who's better?
It's Jordan. Let's not waste anybody's time here.
Who do you think?
who was born in Brooklyn?
Michael Jordan.
Who was born in Fort Greene,
All right,
Brooklyn?
Michael
last
Jordan.
one.
Well, no, there's a hospital. I grew up in Fort
Was
Greene.
that Maimonides? Where was he born? Well,
Who?
do you know the hospital?
Mike Tyson
Yeah.
and Bernard and Albert King, all born in Cumberland Hospital in Brooklyn, Fort Greene, Brooklyn.
Worst, last one, and we really do appreciate your time, and it's a pleasure, and I'm glad we could bury the hatchet, even though you didn't have one, but I kind of held some resentment for the Reggie thing. Worst loss that you've endured as a Knicks fan in your life?
Woo! It's been a lot.
I know. Probably from my age would be the finger roll.
Gotta be the finger roll. Gotta be.
Game 1 was a bit. You mentioned game 6 and 7 in Houston.
Oh, Charles Smith?
Yeah, Charles Smith, yeah.
But it's gotta be the finger roll. That's
No.
game 7.
Charles Smith? Gonna need an answer, Spike.
Game 7 against the
Rockets.
Rockets.
All right.
I still
get
We're
it.
can't.
up 3 games to 2.
We
We only
know.
win 1. It's been 1973.
Hopefully.
WTF?
Hey,
Thanks for coming on.
yo, just make sure you're not a Met fan next week, all right? Ooh.
We welcome you. Oh, no. You
This
can
guy.
come to the Mets. We got
Who, the
soda
Nets?
out-
Mets.
Mets.
Oh.
No, not the Nets, although I did think there was a time
Remember
you
this
could
going up? Beat the Mets.
Yeah. Yeah,
Beat
there you
the
go.
Mets.
Yeah, there you go.
Step
Right up and beat the
Oh,
Mets.
get out of here. All right, BT
I'm
Sal,
old.
man.
We
That's
used to
Spike
say that
Lee.
back in the day.
Oh,
same
get
thing.
out of
All
here,
right.
Spike.
All right, thank you.
More of
Thanks,
your
Spike.
calls when we come back. 888-808-1019.